Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Games with Web3 Frens. My name is Lacey and I'm the co-founder here at Meta Intro, and today I am here with someone who I adore and someone new that I'm sure I will adore after this game with Jenga, Emily from the Crypto Recruiters. Do I say cryptorecruiters.io?
Recruiters,
Cool.
yeah.
And Sarah. So, with an H. And today they accepted a game of Jenga as the challenge from a recruiter. How do you get a job at Web3? Let's start with not
Got to meet the right people. It's really about networking and getting to know people in different verticals, right? So you want to know hiring managers, but you want to also know potential colleagues. So I mean, if you find a company that has an opening for you that really interests you, I mean, put the work in, be proactive. Reach out to people on LinkedIn. Say, hey, I applied to this opportunity. I saw you worked there for the past 3 years. I'd love to hear how your experience has been going. Making sure that your resume really reflects the job description. So here's the challenge, right? Right now we have hundreds of applications per position. So when people are looking at your resumes, they're viewing 300 to 500, not just 20. So it's a lot. So I feel like the mindset has shifted when it comes from like hiring managers. It's less like, I really want to talk to all of these people, and more like you're looking for reasons not to interview someone, right? Because there's so many applicants. So I think in recruiting and hiring, appearance is reality. So you really need to have a profile that goes along with the career path that you're looking for.
Tell me about the worst resume you've ever seen.
Oh God, it was Sarah's. No, I'm just kidding. The worst resume I ever saw was this really young kid. He was like 19, and it was just like company name, 3 sentences of like what he did, and like just like 3 of those. And it was not, appealing to read. There was no real substance on there. So I sent him a resume template that we've built. It's more towards the executive, but he took it and ran with it. I mean, his resume, incredible. I gave him just a little bit of direction and he just went crazy with it. So he's got an amazing resume. He's actually interviewing at a couple places.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me about the best resume you've ever seen.
The best resume I've ever seen.
The one that, if I had to say like your favorite resume of all time, I feel like we all have that one that we always kind of point back to.
Yep.
What did that one look like?
So it was an executive, legal counsel, and it was beautifully formatted. So it was very unique, and it wasn't just like straight down. Like the summary was over here, her contact info was in there. She had a career highlights, so everything that she's accomplished in her career, and then went to have an additional page of all of the experience. She used beautiful font. It was easy to read and also visually appealing. So it's actually a resume that I've shared quite a few times.
I've seen versus the traditional resumes now, especially Web3. Some creators are so creative.
Totally.
So you see some really bright ones. They're adding graphics, and it looks really cool.
Do you think the death of cover letters will come?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. I think, for specific positions, it's already dead. Right, going back to 300 to 500 applications. So we had 40,000 applications last year. It is April and we're at like 16,000. And if I were to have 16,000 cover letters, you know what I mean? So I feel like, there's this mindset of, people don't personalize their cover letters, right? Because you get so many of the templates that hiring managers kind of just skip over them. They don't have time to read them unless you're in an executive level position, or let's say you're interviewing to be a journalist, right? Or a research analyst. So I think there's some positions where it's still, can definitely help you, but I've been doing this for 6 years, and no one has ever asked me for a cover letter.
Do you ever deal with candidates like negotiating salaries?
Yeah, all the time.
Let's talk about that.
So when negotiating your salary, I think it's really important to have a number already in mind, right? So we all have different numbers. We have the number that we need. We have the number that, we're want, then we have the number that we're valued, right? What our true value is. So, a lot of times you don't want to go into an interview and say, oh, I'm looking for something at this range to this range. You really want to say, I've been interviewing for positions between these specific ranges, right? So it's illegal in many states to ask, what someone's salary was, right? So in Illinois and Chicago, you can't ask that. So it's important to also know, legal rights. You don't have to ask, because if you're interviewing with an inexperienced HR person that's representing the company and they're asking you legal questions, what does that say about the company? It's important to, obviously everybody's looking for the best job at the best rate, right? That's what we all want. But I think it's important to take into consideration, what is the company offering you? Because there can be experience that you're going to gain that it's worth more than money, right? Currently, right? So maybe you take a little bit of a step back to take a step forward. But I think, the lower your salary is, the lower expectations are. So if you are entry level, brand new, come in with a low salary, right? 30, 40, 45K, because you have then those types of expectations. I see a lot of students graduating school that are expecting $100,000 base salaries.
Yep.
And I think that's extremely rare. And it's always hard to, adjust someone's expectations on that. But I also think that if you are right out of school, you go into a 100K role, they're judging you,
totally
at that level. So I think that's something to keep in mind is what does the company have to offer you that you can take with you in your future? Where's the monetary value?
And you also want to take into consideration the company, right? Because you want to look at total compensation versus just salary, right?
Yeah.
What else could the company offer?
Yeah, work-life balance. That's incredibly important, right? Do you want a 150K job where you're working 15 hours a day, or do you want a 90K job where you're working 9 to 5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the best benefits you've seen from a company? And you don't have to name them, but was there ever a benefit you're like, I would go there?
Quite a few, actually.
Yeah.
So one of our clients offered meal prepping. They were on site, but they offered meal prepping, yoga, jiu-jitsu classes, 7 different benefit plans. They switched from unlimited PTO to regular PTO. But I just thought the add-ons were great. They did once a month manicures for all the girls and haircuts for all the guys.
I love that.
I was like, would you like my resume?
So anything to plug? Anything to show?
Yeah, we have an amazing team. Just incredible people, kind, honest. They really care. And I think that's what set us apart from our competitors. I think that's a big reason why we were just named the #1 picture recruiting firm in the US. It's a very transactional industry, and I think with the right recruiter, it can actually be a fun experience. I wish that, more recruiting firms took the candidate first approach.
Thank you guys so much for playing. We'll finish this offline, and we'll see you on the next one.